god, another obese loser video? Already? Thank you, atheist god and theoretical heaven. Yeah, I know. I'm awesome as well as dope. Let's move on. So I know my typical video format is to attack some poor, helpless content creator or some idea I don't agree with, but I wanted to preface this schizophrenic rant by saying this is a subject I am closely tied to. Sitting in the other room of my disgusting shithole of a one-bedroom apartment is my display cases full of retro games and goodies. Yes, I am one of those guys, but I feel as though my criticisms and thoughts overall on this subject might actually carry some weight due to me being engrossed in the world of suppressing childhood trauma with neat little Nintendo knickknacks. First question I'd imagine being asked is, obese loser, is there really a problem with someone rehashing the past? Looking back on those good times with no real responsibilities or stresses of the real world looming overhead, it's not hurting anybody, so there's no issue. And to that, I say, shut your bitch ass up! Just because something isn't hurting anybody does not, in any semblance of reality, make it morally alright. If some pedophile goes to a Super Smash Bros. Tournament with tons of children in attendance, and watches from the distance as he flicks his C-stick back and forth, does it make it fine because he's technically not hurting anyone? He's just doing what makes him happy and indulging in some hedonistic self-pleasure. Let's take this guy for example. Let's call him Virtue Signal. Now, Mr. Signal grew up feeling like he and the world just did not get along. He was bullied, berated, and not given his fair shake in the real world. But every single day, when Virtue got home, he could unwind from a rough day and jump straight into a better life that was the Super Mario 64 painting. In this world, there was no Chad Barston to shove him into a locker. There was no Lucy Johnson to laugh at him when he gave her one fucking compliment because he felt like, I don't know, being a nice fucking guy that day. There was the Mushroom Kingdom and his Princess Peach, all Mr. Virtue Signal could ever need. And as he grew older, and as the landscape changed from the school grounds to his minimum wage job, the Mushroom Kingdom never changed. He could always take off his Walmart uniform and put on his overalls and dive straight into whatever warp pipe laid ahead of him. It was so fucking perfect. But as his coin counter increased, his mental state decreased. Mr. Signal found himself spending more and more time in the Mushroom Kingdom than Walmart. So now, he is unwell. What should he do? I know, he thought to himself. I'll go see Dr. Mario to get a mental illness diagnosis so I can get on Mushroom Kingdom welfare. I heard they give like 1,000 coins per month nowadays. Wahoo! That way, I'll never have to leave the kingdom ever again. And he lived happily ever after. Sorry, what was this video about? Oh yeah, man-child nostalgia. I don't think there's really a mental maturity to be developed in someone who surrounds themselves in rose-tinted nostalgia vision. I mean, how could you? If you never truly are presented with anything outside of that feeling of utter comfort and innocence you had as a child, there's no growth to be had. It's only until something entirely unavoidable happens to these people that they actually have to face anything difficult at all, like a death of a family member or getting evicted from their place of residence. But this will typically hit them like a charged shot from a Spartan laser, obliterating their mind state, as their impenetrable wall of Nintendo knickknacks was toppled by real life. I also feel like the things people are nostalgic for are just garbage. I can't really say I was around for the 90s because I was still smearing my shit on the bedroom walls, but I really don't see the appeal of things people go apeshit over. I couldn't think of many off the top of my head, so I found this BuzzFeed article, and I'm already a BuzzFeed type of guy, so this works perfect. Drinking water out of the hose. So you had to be in the 90s to do this? Hoses don't exist now, and even then this was like fun, drinking straight from the city's shit particle infested pipelines. Well, this was entirely unapplicable to me because I knew I would always be a true self from a very young age. This is just retarded. I specifically remember when they had a limit at Blockbuster of what you could rent, and it was like 5 movies or some bullshit. It's even more fucking retarded that this actually applies more now, with literally every single piece of film ever made being free on the internet. I mean, yeah. You could certainly look at still images close up with this piece of plastic. Whole ass vibe. Is that a fucking baby bottle? Every child in the universe? Do kids now drink from the USB port on their iPad? Oh yeah, bro, these were such a vibe. Being forced to participate in gym class as a fat loser, as the entire class laughs at your inability to do anything at all. I mean, it makes complete sense why people see the past in such a positive light, but it takes a picosecond of introspection to realize that it only feels that way due to you having zero stresses in your life because you were a child. Do you think a kid born in 2020 is going to give half of a micro fuck about COVID or the economy collapsing? No, they are going to look back fondly fondly on when they watched the Garry's Mod toilet on one device and played Roblox on the other, just like your dumbass did with SpongeBob and your Game Boy. Well, that's about all the rambling I have time for today. I need to go make sure that my thousands of dollars of Mario plushies are properly organized.